Hey guys, Richard Scout, Remount Horsemanship out here. This is my very busy week. It's called Horse Development Week, and if you guys don't know what that is, what it is I take about 6 extra horses in on top of my training horses that are here, you know, for a month or two or however long they're here. And I take these extra horses in and I put a week's worth of riding on them, and then the owners come back and they take a clinic the following weekend. So on Saturday, Sunday, they'll come back and they'll take a clinic. And the things that I'm working on during the week is kind of anything that they want. I'm not necessarily going to give them what they want. I might give them what they need, but the vast majority give them what they want. A lot of horses, they want more responsiveness. They want slower lopes, slower canters, softer, using the hind end more. This guy is the King, dubbed Da King, D-A King. So this is the King, and he's here just to kind of work off of his hind end more, get a little bit more responsive, and to really slow his canter down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of run through these horses here today and just kind of make little clips, hopefully little short clips of kind of what we've been working on and how I will address these issues that they might be having. So for the canter, you know, one of the things that I need for the canter is I need hip control, but I need to be able to control this horse's hips while we're moving forward. So I just kind of make sure I have that, have some hip control going into this. Right leg back, his hips need to go to the left. Now, if he's kind of fighting like that and pushing into that right leg, I'm gonna keep that right leg on him until those hips go to the left. And you can see my left leg is plainly clear off of him. So I'm opening that left side, saying, there you go, bring those hips to the left, just like that. So there's some hip control that I need to get established before I can even start to work on cantering or leads or anything like that. The next thing that I'll work on this horse is I have to get him off of his shoulders. Naturally, a horse bears most of their weight on their shoulders. So some things that I can help with that is I call it fluffing up. I can fluff them up. I can say, hey, pick your shoulders up. Pick your shoulders up. And this just kind of follows the premise of staying between my hands, between my legs. Wherever my hands go, you go. So if my hands go up, he needs to kind of pick his withers up a little bit. When I do my turns on this horse, and a horse that's very heavy on the shoulders, I will pick up, and I've kind of dubbed this the pizza wedge rein. That's just kind of what's been sticking at my clinics. So I'll kind of pick up, and I'll bring both reins to the right. And that's going to help rock his weight back. You got to remember, I'm trying to get down to his feet and to his body. He'll kind of put his head wherever he needs to, and I can mess with that later. But for right now, I just want withers up, go to the left. A lot of people are saying, well, what are probably going to be asking, well, what about your legs? Yes, sure. Reins up, right leg off, left leg on, asking to turn. But what I am going to do is put my leg on first, look where I want to go. If he kind of dribbles forward, I'll say, hey, no, pick him up, turn him left, and then as I'm turning left and it gets real light in my hands, I'll kind of put some slack in those reins. So my leg's on first, my reins come in second, my reins come off, and then my leg comes off because I want him predominantly responding off of my seat, no rein, leg, predominantly off of my seat and my leg aids, as opposed to me just kind of doing everything with the reins. So I'll do a lot of stops, a lot of turns, and then right on. This will really get a horse using their butt. Stopping, backing, turning. Stopping, backing, turning. Like that. So I'll do that a lot to get a horse off of their shoulders. And then for the canter, what I'm going to do, there's a lot of different ways you can kind of slow a canter down. But something that I do a lot of is going into that canter. I need those hips to the inside. So I'm going to slide my left leg back, get my hips. When my right leg comes off and I'll smooch, that's my canter depart signal. Kind of, there we go. Now, to help him stay forward and balanced, I'm going to pay a lot of attention to kind of where he's pushing his body out. Like if I feel his ribs get pushed out left here, I'll put my left leg on. Keep those ribs tucked in. If he gets real heavy on his forehand, I can pick my hands up and say, nope, nope, let's get off those shoulders, buddy. And the same time that I pick those hands up, I'm going to have a forward energy in my seat. So he's not going to think this means stop. He's going to think, oh, geez, this means pick my withers up so I have room to push my hind end. Pushing the ribs with my leg, left leg. If he starts falling in, I can pick up on that right rein and bring those shoulders back out. That's looking pretty good. And this is just day 2. So it's going to get better as the week goes on. Probably won't be perfect by the end of the week, but he'll certainly be headed in the right direction. Nice. Fluff him up. Even if he gets speedy in that canter, I can still just kind of fluff him up. Fluff up, get that weight up. There you go, get it off that hind end, get off that left leg. There you go. Ask him to stop. Good. Ask him to turn. Good, so that wasn't too bad. Now we'll do it going to the left. Same thing to the left, we're just opposite. So right leg's gonna go back, left leg's gonna go off. Smooch if I need to. Kind of feather my foot if I need to. So here he's already thinking canter, but my seat tells him when to canter. My seat, my energy, and my intention tells him to canter, not just a leg sliding back. That just simply means give me your hips. So there's his hips, left leg's on, kind of blocking those shoulders. There's my depart. Drive him forward, 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 forward. Now, kind of pushing that right leg, so I'll just kind of put that right leg on his ribs. And I'm not, you guys can't see it, but my fingers aren't closed tight on these reins. They're slacking those reins. But he's needing me to kind of hold his hand a little bit throughout all of this. There he goes. Another thing I'll do to help keep a horse balanced is like say he starts dropping these shoulders to the right, or he kind of blows through those shoulders going to the right, to the outside of my circle. I can bring that right rein straight back to my hip. Straight back to my hip. And that will straighten him out and that'll rock his weight back also. So right rein back, right rein back, right rein back. There. Right rein back. Good. So it's a rebalancing tool. Rebalance, rebalance, rebalance. And when I'm doing this, I'm riding a circle. I'm kind of riding straight lines with a square turn. Rebalance, forward, right rein back, right rein back. There he goes, there he goes. And then once he feels really good, then I can just kind of let him go on his own. Fix him when I need to. Left leg's off. Kind of saying, hey, fill in that void, follow that left leg, stay between my legs, between my reins. Good. Ask him to stop here. Good. So that's a little bit on this horse and kind of helping slow down a canter. That's one way to do it, is that hip control. If they speed up, just kind of fluff them up, rebalance them, because sometimes they can really get that weight on the forehand and then gravity takes over and they just kind of run off with you. So I just kind of fluff them up. As I say, get that hind end underneath you and just kind of move out in a more balanced manner. And then for the shoulders, just a lot of kind of up and over. Ride them forward. Like that. And what I'm looking for, like when I do this turn, I'm looking for that right front to really, for its weight to rock back, wait for the weight, and then I want that right front to really step out like that. So that's the King, doing really good. Very nice horse. All these horses, I'm very blessed to have very nice horses this week. But that's the King, a little bit on him, and I'll get the next one. So this is another real nice little horse in for Horse Development Week. Lord, no, not Lord. What is his name? The Baron? Lord Baron. Lord Baron, that's his name. Lord Baron's here for tune-up. He's here because he's getting at home. His owner's been working on flying lead changes and doing a good job on them, but he's starting to anticipate that flying lead change, which is I mean, that's just part of the game. That's just kind of what happens. So I'm just gonna kind of come out here and just kind of walk him around, get a feel for him a little bit. Make sure I can kind of ask him to follow my hands here, get soft up front, ask him for his hips, kick his hips out to the left. That looks good. Kick his hips out to the right. That looks good. And then the other thing that I'm going to do, and I'm going to help use this, well, I'm going to attempt to help use this for his anxiety in the flying lead change, is lateral work. So I'm going to just make sure at the walk I got some lateral work. Just open up that right leg, put that left leg on a little bit. And I'm not really pushing him with that left leg. I'm just more or less making an opening on the right side and just saying, hey, can you feel that void when I take that right leg off? Can you follow wherever that leg's going? And then kind of come over here, open up that left leg, ask him if he can kind of cross over a little bit, give me some lateral movements. Good. All right, not too shabby. So pick up the trot, make sure I can get the kind of the same thing at the trot going. You know, something, you know, I made a video called the cruising exercise. So if these horses get real impulsive, then I can always direction on them. If they get real go-y and rushy, I can always stop, throw in a little mental redirect on them, change direction, stop, turn, stop, wait, do some lateral work, stuff like that. Anything just to kind of give them a little mental redirect and kind of calm down their gears a little bit there. Nice horse, very nice horse. All these horses are very, very nice. So we'll come up here. I'm gonna pick up the right lead, leg yield to the left, right lead, good, very nice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of come through the center of the arena there and see what he does. See if he can lead change left, or if he'll just kind of follow my focus, follow my leg. All right, that's good, good. Come back over here again, and same thing, you know, on every horse. I'm just making sure they're between my legs, between my reins. Little pizza wedge turn there, pizza wedge turn there. Good. So good, wasn't thinking about the lead change there, which is good. So I'll just kind of come back around here, pick up a trot, or even a walk. We'll take the walk, and we'll leg yield to the right, leg yield to the right, and then give me that left lead. Beautiful. So now we're on the left lead, and I'll just kind of come up here to the middle of the arena, kind of come down to a walk, and I'll leg yield to my left. That's going to prepare him for the right lead depart. Nice. I like how he's picking that up pretty dang smooth, doing really well. We'll try it one more time. Come down to the walk, leg yield out. Nope, don't get rushy on me. Leg yield out, hands low, left leg off, and there's my canter. Good. I'm liking it, I'm liking it. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of come to this corner of the arena, canter on my left lead, but I'm gonna start leg yielding them to the left. Leg yield left, leg yield left, left, left. Keep my left leg on him. There he goes. Good. Now, it wasn't a clean change, but it wasn't too bad either. And I don't think the owner hasn't been using the lateral work to get the flying lead changes, so that's something that I can use in my toolbox to help get those flying lead changes, is that lateral work. So he changed up front, didn't change in the back, totally fine. That'll shape up. I just kept my outside leg on him until he picked up the true lead, and then I just gave him brakes. Said, hey, that was really, really, really good. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not going to spur the bejeebers out of him. I'm not going to rip his face off or anything like that. Just kind of make the wrong thing difficult and the right thing easy. So we'll Asking for this left lead again. Left lead. I'll start leg yielding right about here. Start rocking that weight back. Good, 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 good. And that was about 1 stride late. Good, good. So that was even better than the previous time. Just kind of walk them on. I like to give my horses, I usually don't stop them and kind of give them rest. I like to walk them out. I like to keep that forward motion and just kind of keep them walking out and thinking about moving forward, so they don't think in order to relax, they got to kind of stop and slow down that forward motion. All right, looking good, looking good. Shoulders to the right, hips to the left. No, no. Shoulders to the right, hips to the left. Left leg off. There's my canter. Start my turn or my leg yield here. Weight back, leg yield, leg yield. Now I'll be coming down here and my leg yield to the right. Leg yield to the right, kind of head towards the fence. He's thinking change, I'm holding him, change. He's got to change like that. Good. Head back towards that fence. That hind end's lagging a little bit. Come up here. Leg yield right, 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 right. Oh, he broke gate on me. That's my fault, buddy. You're doing good. Doing good. Forward, leg yield left, left, left. He's pushing that hip out to the right. So here, bring him down to a stop, and I'll push his hips over to the left, or excuse me, use my left leg to push my hips over to the right. There. All right. Pick up that right lead again. Right lead coming at you. So I'm just getting a feel for this horse. His hips are sticky. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leg yield out, leg yield out, leg yield out. Stop him. Ask him for his hips. Just his hips. See those shoulders too. I want those hips. And depart. I'll start changing his flexion here. That was a simple change, but that was all right. Hands forward, ask him to go forward. Coming around to the right. I'm gonna slide my right leg back, start asking him for his hips. Hips. Just kind of rode through that ugly, asking him for his hips. Come around here. I'll do a little leg yield to the left, and I'm really gonna ask him for his hips. Simple change, that's all right. Not worried about it. Come through here. Start changing his flexion, nose left, hips right, hip right. Thank you. Good. That was better. Come up here, leg yield a little bit, flexion right, hips right. Still gave me a simple change, but I'm worried about that. And for today, that was pretty good. I'll take that and I'll just kind of work on that as we go. His thing is he's kind of throwing those shoulders into it, so the lateral work's really going to help that. And then when I get about 3/4 of the way around the circle, I will start to change his flexion from the right. If I'm in the right lead, I'll start to change his flexion from the right to the left, and then I'll really ask him for those hips. So those are some things that I'm working on with this horse, and some flying lead changes and the anxiety. A lot of times the anxiety, you can deal with the anxiety by doing stuff like this, by asking for flying lead changes in different parts of the arena. You can work on the anxiety by just making sure that you can canter without them thinking lead change. If I started cantering him, it's like, say I was on the right lead and he was cantering around and he was thinking lead change to the left. Well, I'd just hold him into that right lead as hard as I can, as best I could, until he's like, okay, we're not changing leads. We're cantering to the right. So I'll canter to the right, and then I would do a simple lead change, canter to the left, get him cantering to the left. And if he was thinking go from left to the right, I'd hold him in that left lead until he's like, okay, I got to quit thinking about that right lead. We're just going to keep trucking left for a while. So those are some ways that we can play with some of the anxiety and lead changes through some lateral work to help us achieve those lead changes. On to the next one. Left leg or left lead. So I get about, well, a little bit further around. I'm going to start to change his flexion. So I'm going to change his flexion to the right. Right flexion. Right leg's on. Drive him, drive him, drive him. There's my change. Good. Back up here. Start changing his flexion. Left flexion, left flexion, left flexion, left flexion. So I'll start to change his flexion to the right. Good, good. Come up here. I'll start to change his flexion left. My left leg's up by his shoulders. Ask him for his hips. Good, good. That's my fault, I got lazy. Come through here, change his flexion, change my legs. Beautiful change. Beautiful change. Right them on. Very little leg that time. Come up here, canter, start to change his flexion. I'm going to open up my right leg when I ask him for the lead change. Right leg. So still a little scawampus. Still a little scawampus on the left to the right, but those are really good changes right there. He wasn't really rushy and pushing through them, so I will definitely take those. A lot of times in the lead change, you can cause a lot of anticipation by using a whole lot of leg and driving power with your legs. That last change right there was very smooth, very nice, and I just opened up my new leading leg. So I was on the right lead going to the left, and I just kind of opened up that left leg. I had his flexion shaped up. And yes, when I open up that left leg, my right leg will do something, but I'm not really driving or spurring or kicking those hips around. I'm just kind of changing the transflow of energy to the left. So that was really good. Thanks, buddy.